What's going on, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been working all weekend. It's extremely hot up here in Ontario, Canada. A bit of a drought. We are in desperate need of rain. There's a bit of a fire ban on right now, and all the rest of it. So, I came home from work last night, and I was so out of it. I shot a video, and then I went back and I played it this morning, and I looked so disoriented in it from the heat being outside all day. I didn't look good in the video, so I scrapped the video altogether. I'm not going to put something up on my channel like that if I don't like the presentation of it. So it is what it is when you I wouldn't call myself a content creator. I don't like that title or that moniker. When you have a hobby like this and you put out videos, you guys see the end product, but sometimes a lot of us do cut a video and we look at it like, I don't really like the look of that, and then we reshoot it again. We just don't really tell you about it, and so try to avoid that because time is limited, but sometimes it's unavoidable. So a few things I want to talk about here. Take a sip of my wine. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, I'm gonna make it real short. I don't want to go too far into it, but a good buddy of mine on the in the community, and that's Old School Joe. He has a fantastic channel, and I implore you to check it out if you haven't already seen his channel. Joe's a great guy, Old School Gaming, and he posted a video recently just talking about not only his gun peripherals for his consoles, such as the Nintendo Wii as an example, PS3, etc. He showed off some of his real firearms that he owns. So he's a bit of a gun collector, but correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, I think he said he doesn't hunt. He's more into target practice as an example, and I imagine he probably has firearms for his own peace of mind and security in his household there. So definitely a great guy. I highly recommend checking out his channel. Now, on that video, and I'm not going to name names here. I'm not going to go that far into it, but an individual in the community, I think he is friends with Simon Stevens, which by the way has taken a sabbatical from the platform. So good for him. Sounds like he's going to try to get his life together and take a break from YouTube because he's in the threads a little bit too much. So anyways, this guy posted a comment on Joe's video, and he said, more or less, I want you to take your gun and put it through your skull. Okay, comments are comments. Call me any name in the book, whatever. But to tell somebody to put a gun through their skull, that's next level. You don't say shit like that. What if you said that to somebody and actually did it? Use your head when you're posting comments. If you're gonna, troll somebody, even then, use your head when you type stuff. Like, don't put in someone's comment section that you want them to blow their brains out. Like, are you? It's one of the most disgusting, deplorable, despicable things I have ever seen. That's absolutely disgusting. And I'm ashamed to have even saw the comment. And luckily, the comment, I think the person deleted their own comment after they had posted it, so maybe they understood what they posted wasn't appropriate. But if anyone were to post something like that on my channel, which believe me, it has happened before. One time I was doing a premiere of one of my videos, and some guy said he was gonna slit my throat. Like, okay. Like, come and get it. But you don't put shit like that in the comments. It's just there's trolling and calling someone names, and then there's next level shit. You don't do that. That's just disrespectful. It's disgusting, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. You know who you are, the person who put that comment in Joe's thread, and you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. So anyways, moving right along with this video on a lighter note, I want to talk today about the original Xbox. Now, I've had quite a few people in the community come up to me, and they're asking me a lot of questions about it. there's a lot of unknowns with the original Xbox. There's a lot of people that had a PS2 back then or a GameCube and did not have the original Xbox. Well, I was one of them. Growing up, I skipped over the 6th generation of gaming. At that point, I had graduated high school. You're in college, you're chasing chicks, you got other things on your mind, you're not really playing video games. And then, of course, in my late 20s, early 30s, I picked up video gaming again. However, like I said, the original Xbox, a bit of an unknown the last 12 to 14 months. How are we doing for time here? 5 minutes? 6 minutes? Yeah, we'll keep going. About 12 to 14 months ago, I want to say, at least through my own observations, I noticed a little bit of a spike in some of the games, the prices for the original Xbox, as well as public interest. That's just what I had noticed from looking at pricing, not only on eBay, but going to the flea markets and all the rest of the used games, the boutique stores as well. But then recently, I feel like it took a little bit of a dip again. I don't hear too many people talking about the original Xbox. I don't see too many videos lately in the community about the original Xbox. I'm seeing a lot of people starting to talk about the GameCube and the Nintendo Wii. Another fantastic channel that I'm subscribed to, Afro Gamer Dude, he recently talked about how, the GameCube and the Wii prices have just shot up through the skies. It's almost unobtainable. Whereas the original Xbox is still, for the most part, relatively cheap and easy to collect for. Sans a few titles, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So again, I've got an original Xbox here. I just wanted to quickly show it off. The funny thing is, when I first bought an original Xbox, I wanted a clean machine, and I bought one off of eBay, and when I got it, the disk drive was having some issues. I still have that model, but last year I went out to the thrift store, and this was sitting there. I think it was like $20. It was sitting there like this. I don't think it had any cords whatsoever, no controllers, just the system. I had noticed, and I'll get into it in another video, but there's a way you can tell that it's never been opened before. And my other one, I did open it up. So I'd like to, at some point, open this one up, and I'll show you guys how to remove the clock capacitors, because if you don't, they'll leak all over the motherboard, and it could really harm your original Xbox. So we'll do that on a future episode. And but yeah, I just wanted to show this off. I picked this one up, and the disk drive works fine. Now there's about believe it or not, 4 different disk drives that came on the original Xbox, and they have varying degrees of reliability. It's crazy when you do your research on it. Like, there's one that's like a Hitachi. There's another one that's I think a Samsung. And they all look different as well, so it's pretty crazy. There's one specific not hard drive. There's one specific disk drive that's the best one, and that's what this model is here. So please, if you guys, any of you out there that are thinking about getting into the original Xbox, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but if you have questions, by all means, you can come and ask me. I'm pretty knowledgeable with the catalog. I know about a lot of the different variants. I know, Jet Set, Future Radio, as an example. The most common one comes with Sega GT on the flip side of the cover that I believe was bundled with the original Xbox. But many people don't know you could get that game standalone, sold at retail, and it's just by itself. The label, it's red all around. It's pretty rare, pretty expensive if you find that in the wild. That's a sought-after collector's item for anyone that collects for the original Xbox. So, I have most of the big guns for the console. I have Panzer Dragoon Orta. You got to remember, this is almost like a swan song for the Dreamcast, because when the Dreamcast went under, everybody knows the story. Microsoft got real cozy with Sega, and a lot of the Sega exclusives came over to the Xbox. Predator Concrete Jungle. Here's an Xbox exclusive that was released on the PC as well. Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green. You want to talk about a hidden gem? This is it right here. Fantastic. Fatal Frame 2, Director's Cut. Another hidden gem, Curse, The Eyes of Isis. Very hard to find survival horror game. And one of the most expensive and elusive titles on the console. Stubbs the Zombie. So absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I have a huge collection of original Xbox games. It's my favorite console from the 6th generation. I do prefer it over the PlayStation 2. The controller is fantastic. There's that word again. But, this console, I would say it's the most powerful of the generation, but it might be the most unreliable as well. Right up there with the fat model PS2. The original Xbox, like I said, if you're in the market for one, if you can test it out before you purchase it, make sure the disc drive works. So a fantastic console. I just wanted to give it a bit of a shout out. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. And again, if you guys want me to do another video on the original Xbox, maybe show off a little bit more of my catalog, let me know. And a lot of the games that were multi-plats in that generation, the best version of those games came out on the Xbox. So you got to remember that as well when you're shopping around. You want to play Max Payne, well, the best version is probably going to be on the Xbox. The Xbox had a higher resolution than the GameCube, and of course the PS2 as well. The PS2 is the weakest of the bunch, excluding obviously the Dreamcast. But yeah, the original Xbox, highly underrated, a little bit unappreciated as well. A lot of collectors are starting to sort of look at the catalog, but it's still not quite there yet. It's still relatively cheap to collect for. Like I said, it's a big console, it's a heavy console. You want to make sure you got lots of cool air in the room when you're running this bad boy. And I like how there's no external power supply. It's built into the console as well, so it's fantastic. So I guess I'll cut it off there. We're just about almost at the 13-minute mark. Again, guys, it's been a long week, really hot. I really appreciate you sticking with me. I got tomorrow off. I'll see if maybe I can film something else that's a little bit more interesting. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. You people are wonderful and beautiful. You take care.